Welcome to wasmCloud Wednesday for January the 26th, 2022. We've got a fun meeting today, and we'd like to start with a demo. Today we're going to have a quick discussion about the CVE that we announced this week around wasmCloud. Brooks?
Yeah. So I wanted to talk a little bit about the CVE that we found last Friday and remediated in wasmCloud version 52.2 and onward. Hey, Liam, if you give me screen sharing permission, I will be able to show off some of that. I can drop a link in chat for anybody who's in the call for now. But okay, that's it. So just a general overview. Last week, we found a vulnerability, something in our security model that we needed to address. So we went through the full process of registering for a CVE, socializing this on Twitter and in our Slacks, really just in an effort to socialize this and with this community call, I really wanted to share what this was and what exactly this affects. So the title of the security, I guess what it's called on GitHub is a security advisory, is wasmCloud actors without signed capabilities can receive unauthorized invocations. So this sounds like it affects a really broad use case, but I want to narrow in on where the vulnerability actually was. So you can read a little bit about the impact here. General suggestion is just to upgrade to 0.52.2 whenever you can. Just a patch bump, didn't have any breaking changes or anything, so you won't notice a difference. But where this actually comes into play specifically is when an actor has been designed to handle requests for a specific capability and deployed into a wasmCloud host, but not signed with that particular capability. And before 0.52.2, if it's been designed to receive requests from capability providers, even if it wasn't signed with the capability, then it could still receive and handle those requests. So to give you a concrete example, if we look at our examples repo, something that you all have seen many, many times, our Echo actor. This implements the HTTP server trait for an actor, which is just a single handler, single function that handles an HTTP request. Now, if you ran this Echo actor and it was not signed with the HTTP server capability, it could still receive requests. So that's what the vulnerability was. That's what we remediated. But I do want to point out that the actor to capability provider side of our security model has been rigorous and unaffected. So in the scenario, like a KV counter actor that attempts to access a Redis database, if it's not signed with that capability, cannot access that database. So after 0.52.2, lots of twos, now both sides of the actor to capability provider, or capability provider to actor are the full rigorous security that we had previously one way. So really important to note that you can't use this to make an actor execute arbitrary code. You can't use this to remote call an actor that was never designed to handle HTTP requests. You can't use this to make that actor handle an HTTP request or something like that. So that's why the scope of this vulnerability is somewhat limited, because you really have to design the actor to handle this in order for this to actually apply. So that is pretty much the CVE at a bird's eye view. Of course, we'll be publishing anything else if we go through this process again. But for now, thanks for listening and for taking a look at this. Anybody have any questions or comments about this? Feel free to throw them out. We can talk about this more. But that is all I had. I just wanted to give kind of a bird's eye view.
Brooks, Taylor, everybody, thank you for the fast response on this and getting this out. And, I saw generally folks like Butcher were praising that even though we're not 1.0 yet, that we were really leaning in on doing the right thing. And With so many people in various stages of experimentation with wasmCloud and people in production, we just want to make sure that we are respectful of the CNCF community and, try to lead by example here. If there are no more questions, I'm just going to do a quick call out on we're still accepting submissions for a Cloud Native WebAssembly Day in Valencia, Spain. And as a quick reminder, if you have a general admission ticket, it includes access to all of the content this year. We were one of the higher performing days. We had around 300 people attending WebAssembly Day, most of which were remote for KubeCon US. And our intention, Ralph Squatchy and I are co-chairs, is to make this one the biggest and best one yet. So we are going to try to get people registered and continue to build the kind of cloud native WebAssembly community that we're proud to be a part of. We did receive the Gold D&I award last year, and we're going to try to make it two for two with the next one. So if you have any questions or you're considering speaking, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. I'm happy to give guidance and advice or suggestions on content or format or submissions, and we're just so excited to bring and display some of the community's work out here. So you still have a couple weeks left. CFP closes mid-February. Notifications are out beginning of March, so you'll have still plenty of time, a couple months, to get recordings or anything done for the conference. Any questions? All right, for this week's community call out, we're going to head back to Brooks.
All righty. Check this out. I have screen sharing permissions. So I have two issues for the community call out this week. The first one has been partially addressed. Auto key generation writes keys to disk is world readable. This is a permissions thing from Wash. When you generate keys, you can write them to, or when you sign a module or use the makefile, it auto generates keys for you and writes them to disk. We've already resolved this for Unix systems, but we're really looking for a little bit of help. Anybody who has a Windows machine or experience developing on Windows with Rust, we're looking for a simpler way to do this, to change the permissions of keys that are written to disk on Windows. So the API is a little bit different. It looks like there's a crate that Dan found called WinAPI that may be able to augment this, but if anybody has a Windows machine or a testing environment and Rust experience with Windows, it's a great one to pick up. Taylor.
Yeah, I just wanted to add a little bit of commentary to this. So I tried to figure this out for another Rust project, Bindle, and got nowhere using WinAPI and all that, basically because I do not know Windows foo. So what we're looking for here is someone who knows Windows foo, even if you did it in the past and knows the Windows APIs, because I couldn't make heads or tails of digging through all the docs on the Windows APIs of which thing would set the proper permission without screwing something majorly up. So this is where, like, really, even if you're not familiar with Rust or whatever, and you're going to be probably calling the Windows APIs. So if someone knows how to do this with Windows and can help out, or even just like say, oh, hey, here's the Windows APIs. I don't know, I'm not going to try to do it in Rust. Any of those kind of things would help for this issue, because it would solve it for multiple repos, because we do it here and then I'd go do it in Bindle, and anywhere else we start doing things on multiple operating systems with Rust. So I just wanted to clarify that there, that it's probably going to require someone who knows Windows foo or is good at reading the Windows API documentation, which apparently I am not.
Yeah, and making any progress there, if you have anything to share about the Windows API, just feel free to leave any comments on this issue. All right, moving on to the second and last community call out for this week is another feature for Wash. We added the scale actor command to the control interface client. This is a declarative on this host, make sure that there are this many instances of an actor, which is a really useful way to develop. Instead of starting 3 actors, starting 3 more actors, starting 3 more, you can just start it with 9 or you can scale directly to 9, I mean. So we'd love to have this support in Wash as well, since it's on the control interface. And so a lot of this should be using the existing scaffolding for commands and the existing control interface client to add another command to Wash. So if you're interested in getting in a good, another good first issue or something that's going to be really high impact for us, this is another great one to start out on. So that is our community call out for this week. As usual, I will post it in Slack and on Twitter. But if anybody has any questions now, feel free to ask because, well, you have us all right here.
That's super, Brooks. Jordan, are you on today? No. Jordan has been. We are.
Yes.
Oh, you are on. Oh, there
I'm
you
Waldo.
are. I couldn't find you. Where is Waldo? Do you? I know you've been working a bit on the training and the tutorials. Did you have anything you wanted to share, demo, or get early feedback on, or are you still kind of researching platforms and options there?
I am still researching, but I'll plan on sharing that next week. And I think we've got some pretty good. Sorry about the dog. Pretty good headway that I'm excited to introduce soon.
All right, that's great. Well, I look forward to that next week. I guess we'll go ahead and take a step back and maybe one other minor update. For the machine learning work stream, we have moved and committed to meetings every other week on Thursdays. Right now, I think we're at 3 o'clock Eastern. So if anybody wants to be added to those, let us know. We are still recording those and putting those up on the YouTube channel so you can get caught up offline. We are just racing towards a quick demonstration of the capabilities with some huge input by Andrew. Thank you so much. And Christoph, who is in the EU, and this is not a great touch base time for him. There's also still the channel on our Slack if you'd like to join and follow there. And there's a machine learning repo available up on the wasmCloud GitHub to follow along. So I think we may have an update on that in the next week or two, maybe something we can demonstrate, which would be exciting. And maybe a pause for any questions, and then we can go to open floor. Okay, super. Just open floor. Anybody have any issues they wanted to raise today? Concerns, questions, feature sets they're working on? All right. I think that may wrap us up for this week. Thank you so much for attending. I'm going to go and stop recording, and as usual, we can hang out and just chit-chat a bit along the way. Have a great week, everybody.